What's up, everybody? This is Gems coming at you with a aim training regiment video series. So this is just how I warm up my aim before I want to play some try hard matches, or if I just need to warm up my aim. I always do this. If I want to play well, I need to do it. Some people don't like warming up, but I honestly think it helps a lot, and it just makes sure you kind of get a feel for how you're playing on that given day, because you know, on different days you're going to be feeling it more than other days. Some days your aim's going to be off, some days and by doing this, by just warming up, you know, taking 15 minutes, it can take off a lot of the days where you would have been, like, you know, having D or C performances, and you'll elevate, at least you'll minimize the amount of days that you're going to have those poor aiming performances, and you can at least, you know, warm up your mechanics. And also, just if you're learning like the mechanics of a game, you know, Counter-Strike specifically, this will help a lot with that. So yeah, basically what I do is I get into this map called Aimbots, which you can download on the workshop. And to load into the map, obviously you're going to pull up your console, type map aim_bots with a Z, and that'll load you into here. What I usually do, just to make it easy, I turn off this, so I'm just looking in one direction, and I usually just get an AK and I warm up just sort of like my flicks, you know, just flicking to people's heads, moving back and forth, strafing. You know, if your movement isn't that good, you can also practice movement while you practice your aim, just sort of strafing back, you know, getting nice crisp counter strafes so that you're stopping. And I'll probably make a video just about counter strafing because it's so important. But anyway, I just sort of like warm up, just sort of like flicking the heads, you know, just a little bit of that. So I'll do this for about, I don't know, I'll do like at least 100 kills, but maybe like 200, 250, 300 kills. And yeah, you can kind of just be slow about it, and you just want to think, you know, you want to be hitting, like, you want to try to hit like 100% of these shots, you know, at first when you're just tapping. Work on your point click aim, you know, just your point click aim, and your movement too. You know, you can kind of go back and forth and time your shots when you're not moving. So when you change directions, there's a second where you're not moving at all. So you can actually shoot perfectly accurately while 80 dancing if you just shoot at the end of each shot, you know? So it's like, bam. These are all accurate shots. Now if I shoot while moving, obviously my bullets are going to go everywhere. You see, my bullets are just going to go everywhere. But if I shoot at the end of a strafe, the spread's gonna be pretty low, so I can hit shots accurately, even at range, while moving. And that's kind of the key to Counter-Strike, honestly, is being able to 80 dance and shoot accurately, and just muscle memorizing that, so that, you know, if you're peeking a corner, you can immediately counter strafe and shoot accurately. You know, if you wanted to turn on cover and sort of simulate this, you can do that with this. You know, practice like jiggling. You know, just clearing corners. Yeah, so you get the point. So anyway, this is just like the super easy thing you can do when you're first starting out your aim practice, your warm-up as aimbots. And this is just so that when you go into the next step, which is deathmatch, you're just like not totally cold. So from here, I would probably pull up the server browser, and I already have favorited in my area all of my like local low latency deathmatch servers. And you're just gonna want to like go to the server browser and search for deathmatch servers. And some of them are bad. I wouldn't recommend doing the headshot only ones, because I mean, let's be real, like the game isn't like headshot only, although I do think it is good to work on just trying to do one tap headshots in deathmatch. I don't think you need a headshot server to achieve that. You can just tell yourself you're gonna do that. And it's the same with, like, people tell you to unbind crouch if you have a problem with crouching. So yeah, I'm gonna get into a deathmatch here. Also, if you can find a deathmatch server that's not on Dust 2, I highly recommend it, because at least for me, I've deathmatched like 90%. I've deathmatched for like 90% on Dust 2, and it's a good map to deathmatch. But I mean, I would really appreciate. Oh, this is a pistol deathmatch server, so there's pistol deathmatch servers too. And if you, I highly recommend pistol deathmatching. If you're an opper, I recommend regular deathmatching with ops. I recommend deathmatching with every weapon that you use. You know, AK. You know, just getting familiar with it. I pistol deathmatch probably half the time that I deathmatch, because I think it's just really it's gonna transfer. Just it's just raw point click aim and movement. You know, and you can shoot while moving, so you're gonna be, you know, moving a lot, shooting a lot, and aiming a lot. You know, you're not gonna be spraying because obviously it's all semi-auto pistols. And it's just gonna be working on, you know, your point click aim. You know, and always think about your crosshair placement while you're deathmatching. You know, don't just like run around like this, like looking for people. You know, you want to always like be thinking about where someone's gonna be next. You know, and don't also, a huge tip for deathmatch is don't ever hit tab. It doesn't matter what your score is. You're totally just working on mechanics. Like, it doesn't matter like if you get, you know, if you spawn like 10 times in a row and get shot in the head instantly, like it's gonna happen a couple times like that. And a lot of people just don't deathmatch on these servers because a lot of times you just spawn and you're already getting shot at, and you just die instantly over and over. And especially because sometimes there's just like really good people on and you'll just be getting wrecked. Sometimes there's really bad people on and you'll be wrecking them. And just don't worry about it. Just like, you're totally working on just your game, your aim, and your positioning, your movement, and always be thinking about, you know. Another thing about pistol deathmatch is you can get away with like firing while running, and you'll occasionally hit a shot while you're just running like this and spamming, but it's really bad. You know, just because you hit a shot doesn't mean you executed it correctly. There's RNG in this game. You want to be AD dancing and firing bullets at the end of every shot like this. Shoot, 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 shoot. You don't want to be shooting while you're moving. Shoot. You got to change directions like that to have an accurate shot. You know, you can even practice like jiggling an angle, jiggle shooting like this. Like, there's a guy right there. I can fight him right here. Well, okay, he was ready for that. If your CT side is really weak, you can practice like playing a spot that you play on CT side and just seeing how long you can live there. Like that guy's doing it in Goose right there on A site. If your T side's weak, you can just like run entry frag routes. You know, like, okay, I'm gonna pretend like I'm going on a B rush right now. You know, see how like far I can get into B site. You know, clearing out everything, clearing out angles. You know, and it's always about checking like you're gonna build a lot of muscle memory, not just like for clicking on heads, but also for like just like snapping to angles, like, which is just gonna help you. Like, you know, I can snap to here to back to long. You know. It's a lot about that. You're building these really big, not super precise, but you'll get more and more precise with these big snaps, you know? Like these big snaps, you know? Snap, snap, snap. I always want to snap to the edge of whatever cover that you're peeking, you know? If you're anticipating someone from there, you always want to be snapped to that corner. Good crosshair placement is so huge. So anyway, that's how I warm up. I'd say for deathmatch, you know, 10 minutes to even up to an hour. I probably wouldn't deathmatch more than like, I don't know, 40 minutes really, because you'll start getting hand problems and stuff like I have. But that's how I warm up. But yeah, definitely if you're an opper or wanting to get good with the op, you should, you know, op deathmatch. And again, you're gonna be working on that movement, you know, making sure that, you know, if you're peeking with the op, that you counter strafe right before you shoot, and you'll have an accurate shot. Same with the AK and your rifles. And another map is Recoil Master. Another map is Recoil Master. That I would recommend, just to kind of understand how sprays look in the game. just to understand how like sprays even look in the game, it'll give you a really you see this green dot is where you need to be aiming to hit the target essentially. So as I spray, you'll see that that green dot moves around, and that just basically shows where my crosshair should be to get all the bullets that land around the head. So it's a good tool to just sort of like build muscle memory for spraying. It tells you how many you're hitting. You know, right there I hit 23 out of 30 shots. Not bad. 22. So decent. Yeah, and you can try other weapons too, like the M4. Hell yeah, 90%. So again, this is just a supplement. Like you can't just like go in here and like spray at this dude who's the same distance away. I even like kind of like coming over here and like, you know, sort of simulating like I'm in a match or whatever. Even like practicing while crouching. Like that was a pretty shitty spray. But like maybe crouching midway. So anyway, this is just another supplement. If you want to like kind of, I think this is more of a good map to just sort of visualize how, you know, a spray pattern looks for all the different guns. So I think if you use a gun a lot, it's really good to just come in here and kind of every once in a while just like kind of refresh your mind, your mental image of like how your spray is going to look. And so, but from here, after if you're working on spray control one day, you would probably want to come in this map and then go apply it to like deathmatch and then go play a match. And that's kind of the best way I think you can apply this knowledge. So thanks for watching.